Hey Bombay, Mary Jan. This is Bombay, my friend. The city of dreams and silver screens. Bombay, now known as Mumbai, is also India's city of gold, its financial capital. Like a magnet, it draws in people from all over the country. But behind the glitz, glamour and the hype lurks a different reality. A city landscape dominated by massive, sprawling slums, some of the biggest in the world. According to the City Housing Authority, 8 million out of the 12 million people in Mumbai live in the slums. And Mumbai is not alone. Slums are a global problem. They are home to 1 billion people. UN Habitat predicts that by 2030, 1 in every 3 people in the world could be living in a slum. The impact of slums in the future is going to be hard to ignore. Early morning in South Mumbai, and Sagira, who came to the city 32 years ago, is already at work making quilts. Her sons wash carpets. Her nephew works in a clothing factory. Her niece is a domestic servant. This hut on the pavement is her home. It's less than 50 square feet. 16 members of her family live in this space.
People come to Bombay only when they have problems in their village. When I came here, there were no huts on the pavements. Everyone had their bedding spread around, and they live on the streets. That's what I did too.
Migration and slums are not new to Mumbai. When India gained independence in 1947, only 5% of Mumbai's population lived in the slums. Today, it's 60%. They settled where they could, on land owned by the government, Mumbai municipality, the railways, and on private land. The authority responsible for Mumbai's slums is the Maharashtra State Housing Authority. Their attempts to get rid of the slums have failed, and the infrastructure is almost at breaking point. But one of Bollywood's biggest stars, who's been involved with the slums for years, says the city simply would not function without the slum dwellers.
Are we talking about 60% of the population that provide all the services in the city? From the boy who brings in your milkman, to your newspaper vendor, to the maid who works in your house, to the driver who takes you to work, to the people who work in your factories, to the clerk in the bank, to the municipal corporation, schools, colleges. These people live in the slums. They're the working people of Bombay. If they said halt, Bombay would come to a grinding halt.
Sagira's stretch of pavement has almost no amenities. Her water comes from an illegal connection. She has no electricity, and it costs her 2 cents to use the municipal toilets. Mumbai's efforts to provide more than 1 million homes has made the city an important experiment in slum rehabilitation and upgrading. But it could take years to solve. In the meantime, the key issue is still to establish basic rights.
The issue of land tenure is very important because it represents the security of having an address. Unless there is some understanding of secure tenure, municipalities don't make any investment in terms of providing water, sanitation, drainage, sewage.
The security of tenure is so central because you see, security is a basis for everything else. When people feel insecure, definitely it becomes very difficult to have a productive or peaceful person who does not know what tomorrow will bring. It brings uncertainty, irritation, and as I said, therefore, sometimes social tension and conflicts.
Just half an hour's train ride from Sagira's home is Gondavli,